received a video request from somebody, a viewer that wanted to give me to give advice on liberating yourself from the competitive mindset. The person was comparing himself to other people, and through that comparison, it demotivates him and makes him feel, you know, have less energy to better himself because of, seeing somebody at a higher level and then basically just feeling that they can't achieve that level. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to go over my advice on that. As soon as you're born into this society, they train you to be competitive. So it's trained into your psychology since you go to school, basically, and it might even be before that. If your parents are not liberated, their mental state is still conformed to the society around them, then they're gonna train you to be competitive as soon as you're born. So it's something that's trained into the psychology, and through realization, through learning, and understanding life and understanding yourself, once you see, the destructiveness of of that type of mentality, you will begin to break that habit. All right, basically, it's just a bad habit, and it's just basically encouraged over and over again in everything that you see around you. Okay, so for example, like little kids, you know, parents, teachers, doctors, this whole society, they work together to train people to compete with each other. So they're like, oh, this child is taller than that child. This child weighs more than that child. He's eating better. This person's growing faster. This child's learning the ABCs faster. This child's, it just goes on to the point where these children are just growing naturally. They're just being themselves, but then the people around them force the kids to compete. Oh, how old is your kid? Oh, my kid's 4 and he's already potty trained. Oh, my kid's 3 and he's potty trained. It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Where it was meant to be a natural growth where you just grow according to your own. Um, you just grow naturally without having to compare yourself to other people around you. So when there's comparison, any type of comparison, you could be assured that that's your ego. All right, and in Western society, um, I guess from the influence of Sigmund Freud, which is one of the most famous Western psychologists, he promoted this type of competition. He promoted the ego. Okay, and that's why it's so consumed here in the West. But if you look into Eastern wisdom, Eastern philosophy, Eastern ancient, wisdom, it teaches you to liberate yourself from that ego, to free yourself from the ego, and basically to diminish it. All right, a good book that you could read that could help you understand this is the book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and even a newer book that he wrote called A New Earth. These two books by him, he puts it in simple terms where you can understand it a little bit more. But what it basically is that you have to train yourself to lessen and diminish this ego, and as a result, you will end up stop comparing yourself to the people around you. All right, you will stop viewing yourself as above other people and others as below you, and you'll stop viewing yourself as being inferior to people that you think that are above you. You will learn to just see people as just human beings. That people are just human. We're all just here equal. We might all be growing at different stages, but when it comes down to it, we are just here living and just enjoying life altogether. There is no need to be competitive. I'm gonna make the other video talking about meditation, which is another topic that you touched on, that you asked me about. And meditation is ultimately what it is, what I'm talking about, is basically getting rid of this ego and being at peace. Okay? So because the society is revolved around it, you see it. When you go to school, they make you take exams, then they give you scores, and then they say, oh, this person got an A, this person got a B, this person got a C, this person got a D, this person got an F. Oh, what did you get? I got a 98. And then what did you get? I got a 91. Oh, I'm better than you. It's just, they promote it to the point where it just ends up being ridiculous. Why can't people just go to school and just learn? Not having to take exams and be scored, but just learn, just be for the pure joy of learning. But no, that's not how the society is. The society is constantly trying to compare you to the person next to you. And it trains you to be not friends with the person that you're learning with, but almost like enemies, that you want them to get a lower score and you want to do better than them so then you can be above them. That's what the society trains you to do. And once you start to realize that this is not the way, that this is just ridiculous, where you guys are kind of going against each other rather than working with each other, once you start to realize that and see that, then you start to view things very differently, and your mental state will completely change, and you'll start to live and think in a way where you're not really trying to compete with people, but you're just trying to help people. Alright? Now, put it in this terms. When you are learning from somebody, say a teacher, a professor, typically the way it's supposed to go is you're supposed to surrender yourself to that teacher, to that master, and basically put your ego aside and and allow yourself to be like, this person has some great knowledge to share or wisdom that I can benefit and learn from. And you're not supposed to compete with that person. You're just supposed to be like, well, this person knows more than me, so I'm going to put my ego aside and I'm going to learn from this person. So then when that happens, there's no competition. The teacher is there, to teach, and you are there to listen and learn. Alright, there is no competition, and that's what you should strive to, those are the relationships you should strive to encounter with. People that are there to help you get better and to teach you to better yourself, and that are looking for your good, for your well-being. Very similar to a father and his son. A father is supposed to show his son the ways. The father is not supposed to compete with the son, and the son is not supposed to compete with the father. The son was born because of the father, and the father is there to nurture the child until he can grow to become mature, independent, and free thinking on his own. But the son is supposed to surrender himself to the father and be like, and have trust in the father, in which to show him the way. And there are many great people out there, many great people that can teach you so many things, and they can help you progress. Alright? When you encounter these people, you should kind of feel the energy around them. It should be a positive energy. It should be a humble energy. It should be a modest energy, where they're not trying to compete with you, but they're saying, hey, I know this, and I can help you know what I know, or I could do this, and I can help you do what I do. If you want to learn, I'm willing to teach. And those are the people that you want to, you know, um, focus on. Those are the people that you want to learn from. Alright? Are people who are there that want to help you. Not the people that want to compete with you and kind of wish you that you do